Lions TV, this is a pre-match prediction for Saturday's FA Cup home game against Everton, live on BBC One. That's old school, 5:30 kickoff at the Den. Just before I get into that, I just want to put a little, not really an apology, but there was supposed to be a Lions Lounge this week, an FA Cup special, but I think Middlesbrough away done me in. I ended up back in hospital for a couple of days. So on that grounds, there is no Lions Lounge. Instead, there's going to be another VT out tonight, an FA Cup special, a little compilation of a few bits from down the years. But yeah, I'll be there Saturday anyway, don't worry about that. I will make a success of this fan channel, or I'll die trying. Let's take a look at the 11 that I think Neil Harris will pick to start the match. Now, if you don't already, there's something you should know. Ben Thompson and Ben Marshall are both cup-tied, having played against each other when Norwich lost at home to Portsmouth in round 3. So will Neil Harris stick with a 4-5-1 or will he go back for the 4-4-2? It's a very, very tough call, but I think he's going to stick with a 4-5-1. And this is the team I think he's going to pick. It's going to be Jordan Archer in goal, Marlon Romeo at right back, Murray Wallace at left back, Jake Cooper with Sean Hutchinson alongside him. Central midfield three, I think it's going to be Ryan Tunnicliffe, Sean Williams and Ryan Leonard. I think it's going to be Aidan O'Brien wide left, Jed Wallace wide right, and up front as a lone striker, Lee Gregory. Is that the 11 that I would pick pretty much barring one player? Aidan O'Brien, I don't think, well, he's not a left midfielder, he's not a forward. I've had this discussion before, but out wide there, I think you've got to be fit. I think you've got to be pacey, and no disrespect to Albi, I don't really think he's either. I would rather play Fred Onyedinma there, if I'm honest, and I think, you know, he's the most like for like you've got. He's similar to Jed, he's not nowhere near as good as Jed, but I think Fred, could, given a chance, could shine. Also, I wouldn't play Marlon Romeo if I had a choice at right back, but Conor McLaughlin's injured. So Marlon Romeo will play at right back, but if I had anyone else that I could play there, I wouldn't play him because I think he'll get pulled apart. Ryan Tunnicliffe in a midfield three, don't have a problem with it. I think what he does, you know, as I've said before, he doesn't do a lot, but he doesn't do a lot wrong, and he breaks up play and just gives the ball simple. And I think in a three-man midfield, that's going to be absolutely fine. So yeah, 4-5-1, I think Harris will stick with, and barring AOB for Fred, that's the team I'll go with. Moving on to the opposition, of course, Premiership Everton, managed by Marco Silva. They currently sit 11th in the Premier League. Yeah, they're not the most successful Everton side of all time, are they? I mean, when I was a kid, Everton were big hitters. You know, top 6 side, always cup finals, Gary Lineker, Peter Reid, Neville Southall. And they've never really got near that since the late 80s. They've had a good go. They've spent a lot of money. Since David Moyes as well, they've not really had a settled manager. They've had a few people come and go and spend big. Sam Allardyce, Ronald Koeman, Roberto Martinez. But yeah, they've never really got back to their former grace. And I think their fans will be the first to admit that. As I said, you know, on that managerial merry-go-round, Allardyce, Martinez and especially Koeman all spent big. And as a result, Marco Silva's got, you know, a bit of a mix and match squad. Players there on big money, big contracts, and a few of which he didn't sign. Jordan Pickford for 25 million, Ademola Lookman 11 million, and Gylfi Sigurdsson 45 million are all players that wasn't signed by Marco Silva. One player he did bring in though in the summer was Richarlison, £50 million, a record signing from Watford. And there were a lot of eyebrows raised when they did sign him. People wasn't expecting him to do well, but he has silenced the critics. He's been outstanding from this season. Only 21 years old still, the Brazilian. He's got a bright future, and he's scored 9 goals in the last 19 games. He will be the one to watch this Saturday at the Den. If he starts, it'll be a big, big problem to keep quiet. Now, these days in the FA Cup, Premiership sides, especially the top ones, always feel weaker sides in the FA Cup. Either they're concentrating on trying to get into Europe or they're just focusing on trying to avoid the drop into the Championship. But Everton are not really at a standard where they're going to go down, or they can, at the minute, really, I think their fans will be the first to admit, push for Europe. So I think they've seen a window of opportunity and they're going to try and focus on the FA Cup. Now, in round 3 against Lincoln, again, they won 2-1 and they wasn't at their greatest. They fielded pretty much, especially going forward, a strong side. Jordan Pickford played Kurt Zouma, and then going forward they had Sigurdsson, Lookman and Calvert-Lewin up front instead of Richarlison. So I'm expecting them to field a strong side this Saturday at the Den, and it's going to be a very tough test for us, as I said, especially if Richarlison plays. Before we give the prediction, let's move on to he played for both. Surely you know it is the man, the myth, the legend, the return. Tim Cahill started his career at Millwall, come through the Youth Academy between 1998 and 2004. He went on to play 217 times for us, scoring 52 goals. one of the best, if not the best player to ever pull on a shirt, and along with Teddy Sheringham, definitely the most successful player to ever come out of the club. He joined Everton from Millwall in 2004. We still don't know exactly how much that was for. We do know it was an absolute steal though, around 1.5 million. And he went on to play 226 games for the Toffees, scoring 56 goals. So this is your pre-match prediction, and here we go. I'm going to go for a very hard-fought 1-1 draw at the Den with Lee Gregory to get our goal, which will take us back to a replay at Goodison. Beautiful ground. Wouldn't mind a little trip up there in midweek. Love Liverpool. Great city. And yeah, it'll be tough, but I think we will take them back to Goodison for the replay, which will put us in the hat for the 5th round on Monday night. If you haven't already, put your score predictions in the comments below, and be sure to check out the other score predictions VT from the boys at Lions TV that's gone out tonight. Other than that, all that's left for me to say is I will see you at the Den Saturday, hopefully to get us in the 5th round. A sold out Den. I can't wait. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.